nice. I should come out and live here. I should do this. I should do that. Uh, going out there and living is a different ball game altogether. Different ball game altogether. So many different factors come into play, and it's not an easy life, I must say. I once upon a time had this dakhara of settling there, and Baba quietly washed it all off. One after the other, all my dakharas got washed off. So this is how things are. It is different. It is different thing to go visit some place, and it is entirely a different ball game to go and live there. Now, I would like to touch upon and talk about the sattas, and the some people come in late and then they want to know what is happening, this, that on the chat. And I think they should wait till, I don't know. I find it a bit disturbing, that's all. Anyway, there is this place called Akbar Press, quite close to Nagar ST station. It is called press because there was no printing press there. In the olden days, the district of Ahmednagar was known for cotton, growing cotton. And the processing of the cotton, pressing it into bales, was done at this. And therefore, this place was called Akbar Press. Now, the Satta family lived in one of the bungalows there. I'm sorry. Next to that, in the same compound, there lived another Maharashtrian family. And they were very close. The kids would go to each other's houses and eat. Sometimes they would eat here, then the others would come over and eat there and all that. And they grew up. So the Maharashtrian boy grows up and he went on to study medicine at Pune. And something got into him, something disturbed him, or God knows what happened, and he committed suicide. He had access to the medicines and the poisons or whatever, and he was very serious. So the news, of course, reached Nagar, and this old man Sattha, he was very fond of this boy. So a typical Zoroastrian, he just goes up to the diva and Baba's picture and just prays to Baba. Okay, Baba, please save this boy, and let's, for once, just forgive him and let's have him back again by Sunday. And somehow or the other, things work out, and the boy comes back, and everybody is very nice and happy. This old man, Mr. Sattha, had forgotten about this. So one day when he goes into Mehrazad to see Baba, Baba is all smiling, beaming, happily, this, that, how are you, blah, blah, blah. Then he says, you remember that boy who almost died and you prayed for him? The old man suddenly remembered. He said, yes, Baba, thank you ever so much. I'm so grateful to you. So Baba said, are you happy that he became well and came back by Sunday. They said, yeah, Baba, absolutely on time. I'm very happy. Baba said, actually, I wanted to get him well by Thursday. But since you kept saying Sunday, Sunday, I waited till Sunday. So for 2, 3 days, I had to just keep him there because you had asked him to be this thing on Sunday. And everybody had a small laugh. And this is how things worked during Baba's time. Again, the same gentleman, Mr. Sapta, old man, one day he was attending the meeting at Mehrazad. As he was removing his shoes to get into that Mandli hall, he heard Baba say to everybody around, that today I, as God, today I, as God, has lost and this old man has won. When this Mr. Sapta heard this, he was rather disturbed. So he quickly removed his shoes and everything and he goes in, bows down to Baba and he says, Baba, have I done anything wrong? What is the matter? You said, okay, you have lost and I have won. And what is all this? I don't understand. But if I have done anything to displease you, please forgive me. Baba said, no, I really mean what I said. So then Baba went on to tell him, okay, I gave you children, out of the three, I think he had 3 daughters. Out of them, 2 of them were paraplegic, kind of a thing, like they were disabled. And yet you didn't complain, you just carried on. Then you brought up kids of your sister who passed away. You brought them home and they grew up as part of your family. You did that. You never complained. You never grumbled. Then I took away your wife. I took away your wife, and yet you did not complain. You never came running to me asking for help, this, that, other, nothing. And things were still going on. You were quietly plodding along, and everything was going on smoothly as can be under the circumstances. And then suddenly you lose your job. You're jobless, there's no income for you. And yet, you never ever complained to me, okay, Baba, I'm suffering like this, I'm doing. And he said, it is because of that today I say, in all my sincerity, that I, as God, have lost out in front of what you have achieved. This is how Mr. Satta was. Now we come to another Mr. Satta called Dorab Satta. Dorab Satta lived in Mumbai, near Kemp's Corner. You know that there is a Parsi sanatorium. Just across from there, there is a building called, I don't know what the name of that building, I forget, but you could pay your telephone bills and stuff like that. It's a great tall building. Gaurav Satta lived there. And there is a well in the compound. And it seems in the olden days, Baba would sit near that well in that compound. Anyway, this Gaurav Satta, very simple man, very, very extremely simple. he would typically, if I may say, he was a typical Babaji. He would have his shirt buttoned up all the way up to here. He would put cotton buds in his ears all the time, and very whimsical, very, he was very nervous natured, very, I still remember he used to work at Central Bank and Fountain Branch, and something happened during one of his days of working over there. Something went wrong, and he goes up to the manager and he says, I would like to resign. I just want to quit this job. I cannot do this anymore, blah, 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 blah. Fortunately, the manager happened to be Mr. Darabsa Katrak, who was also a Baba lover. And he knew this man very well. So he said, Dorab, don't be funny. We can always take care of whatever has happened, and you don't have to resign. Just carry on with your work. And that is how he continued with his job. Now, when this Dorab was growing up, of course, the families were very close to Baba. So this Dorab's parents asked Baba as to what language, second language, should Dorab take for the studies. And Baba said, let him study Persian. So he was made to study Persian. Once he started learning Persian and he was of a good this thing in that language, Baba called for a book called Diwane Hafiz. Now that book was not easily available either in Nagar or Pune or in Bombay. So Baba sent a message out to Sam Kerawala, who was out at sea, to procure that book from some old bookshop in London where you could obtain any book. And that is how this Diwane Hafiz was procured. And this gentleman, Dorab Satta, was given that book, and Baba would often call him over in Mehrazad, and the two of them, the pair of them, would sit one-on-one basis, and Baba would ask him to read out a certain passage from the Diwane Hafiz, and then he would ask Dorab to translate it, and after that, Baba would explain the inner meaning of what Hafiz was trying to say. And this used to go on quite regular basis between Dorab and Baba. So you can imagine Dorab Satta's stature, spiritual, but in the worldly affairs, he was a big zero. Poor chap. I still remember visiting his home a couple of times. Once I had gone there, there were bananas all accounted for and laid out on the floor in a line. And I said, why like this? He said, nahi, koko khat Ganga chori jaishi mein thi. Ganga pinches some of the bananas from my house. So I keep it like this so that I know that nothing is missing. And things like that. His wife passed away long before he did. And ever since then, on his bed, there was a big bolster which he kept, and he never crossed across. And he said, this place is for my wife. I will not sleep over there. And these sort of things. So that was Dorab Satta. Now, Dorab also had this habit of opening up this Diwane Hafiz at random every year, long before Baba's birthday, and the couplets would appear and he would write them down and then send it as a birthday card to Baba. He kept doing this every year. It was a regular practice with him. So in the year 1969, so he starts doing this in 68, and he opens the book at random and he comes across the couplet which says, "What's the use of sending it now when your reader will no longer be around?" And Dorab didn't know the meaning of this at that time, but it so happened that Baba had dropped his body. Now, I'm coming to a very important point where when Baba dropped his body and the news trickled in, there was no mobile and there was no SMS and WhatsApp and all that jazz. It was just word of mouth and telephone, and then people ran from helter skelter. Jimmy Khan will tell you how he got his message of Baba dropping his body and all that. So, in all this hullabaloo, somehow or the other, Gaurav Satta was missed out. He didn't know about Baba dropping his body. It was next morning, whilst he was having his bath, that his wife shouts out from across, saying, "Gaurav, do you know Meher Baba has dropped his body? It has come on the All India radio." Gaurav was devastated. You know, people like Jimmy Khan will tell us, who were close to Baba, and to suddenly know that he's just dropped his body. First of all, they cannot believe it. And after that thing is set in, the jolt is so bad, so severe, that they get shaken up. So this Dorab started weeping. And he said, "Okay, what is this? I'm a member of Bombay Center. I'm related to Eraj Jasawala and everybody in Nagar. I am a Nagar boy. I was so close to Baba, this, that. And how come nobody ever bothered to inform me? Now what will happen? I will miss out on seeing Baba's body, this, that, and the other." He is weeping away to glory. And just then, Baba appears before him. Very cool, calm, collected, serene Baba. And he says, "Dorab, don't you worry about anything." And then he says, "Okay, you will get to see me for 7 more days. My body will not be interred until 7 days." And Gaurav says, "How, Baba? What are you saying? I just don't know what." He says, "I'm telling you, you try and go down to Nagar and tell those people there not to cover me up until the 7th day." So our friend Dora catches a train and then a bus and this, that, and the other, and he reaches Mehrabad. As he is coming up the hill, there are people wailing, crying, this, that, and the other. Somewhere near the top of the hill, he is spotted by Erach, Jasawala. So of course they both meet, and Dorab starts crying. And then Dorab narrates this to Erach, कि भाई, I had a vision in which I saw Baba come and tell me not to cover up his body till the seventh day. So Erach is quite surprised, because to keep this body in the climate of Ahmednagar for 7 days is not an easy thing. But anyway, because Dorab had said it, Erach says, let's do one thing. And he takes him by the hand and brings him to Mani Auntie, Baba's sister. And Erach tells Dorab to narrate the whole thing. So Dorab says, as I was having my bath and my wife called out and this and that, and then this is what Baba said. Mani Auntie was also quite aghast. And she says, Dorab, if it was anybody else saying this kind of a thing, we would not have believed it or entertained it. But since it is you who is saying this, we shall try our best to keep the body for 7 days. And my dear friends, this is the background of why Baba's body was kept for 7 days. I've purposely narrated these stories and these incidents to drive home to a point that the next speaker is going to be Jimmy Khan, who will be telling us about what happened during those 7 days when Baba's body was left there. He has his own version of what all happened and what all he saw. So I would request Jimmy Khan to please take over. Thank you.
Would you like to give chance to some others to speak before I come in?
Okay.
Because others will feel left out.
Okay. Yeah, good suggestion. Anybody wants to speak up? Yes. Or say anything? Hello?
Yeah, Meher has come.
Hello? You tell her.
Yeah, she, Meher.
So I wanted, so that's why since we have just come to know that this is the plan.
Meher.
So I was told to just inform you. So you are aware. If we are not going, then also we'll let you. As soon as we are aware, but it will be only in the morning.
What's happening, Rakesh?
I don't know.
I think she's talking to someone else.
Yeah.
She's talking to someone else.
May I talk? I think a mic is not working.
Somebody, okay, let's just drop it. Jimmy, carry on, because people are saying let's not break the rhythm. Continue, Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay, Sam. No offense, but is it okay if I fine-tune your story, please? No offense. Nothing personal. I want to fine-tune your story.
You want to what? Sorry?
Fine-tune.
Fine-tune. Okay. The radio layo. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay.
Rakesh, please mute somebody who is cross-talking.
No, nobody is there.
But somebody is cross-talking. Okay. Carry on.
Yeah. Sam, you missed out on punchline. We are talking about Darab Satta. We are talking about the 1st of February 1969, the second day.
Haji.
The punchline was that he is in his bath, Darab is in his bath, and the third knock on the door was, Darab, do you know Baba's body is to be closed at 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning?
Sorry. Yeah.
So 7 in the morning, he's having his bath, He's on the 7th floor, and the wife says, Dara, Baba's body is going to be closed at 9 o'clock. And he's in Mumbai, it's already 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So there is no way for him to see Baba even for the last time of his life. So that is why I started wailing and crying that Baba, how could they not even inform me? How could they just walk away? Because the wife said, Baba, Darab, all Parsi group left yesterday night. So he was so cut off with the Parsis that nobody bothered to inform him. And therefore he cries that, Baba, I will never see you again. I won't even see you. So that is when Baba comes in and he says, what all you said. And Baba told him that you go and tell the Mandli not to close my body. So Darab started wailing that, Baba, who am I? Who am I? Why are you telling me? I'm nobody in the Mandli. You tell the Mandli, you tell Eras, you tell Behra, you tell Mani, why are you telling me? So Baba said, never mind, just go. So that's one fine tuning. The second fine tuning is when he meets Eras up the hill, Eras hears him out, as you said, and Eras says, you wait here, let me go inside the women Mandli and let me call them. So he is calling Mani and Goher. So Mani and Goher comes to Sabha Mandap, where Darab is waiting. And then Eras tells Darab, repeat what you said to Mani and Goher. So they listened to him, and they knew spiritually. So they don't run him down. They say, wait here, we are going to Mera, let us talk to Mera. So these ladies go to Mera, they tell Mera that this is the message that Darab has brought. So this is just two fine tuning that I wanted to say.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah. Coming to the Satta brothers, Darab was one of the sons of Satta brothers. Darab himself was one of the sons of four Satta brothers. And the story goes that in the very, very early days, Baba was seated at the banyan tree at Lower Mehrabad. Baba was already there. He's seated on the main road, Don Manmad Road, at the banyan tree, and he sees three Parsi young boys of Baba's age. They had come for a walk. They would go on a long walk. So these three Parsi boys, they saw this Parsi men sitting at the banyan tree. Baba saw these three Parsi boys. So Baba beckoned them. Baba called them. So they come to Baba, and then I think this was prior to 1925. So they are talking to Baba. Baba is talking to them. And Baba is asking them, how many brothers are you? So one of the Sattas said that, Baba, they didn't say Baba. I'm sure Merwan, because they didn't know him. So they said, we have 4 brothers. So Baba said, from now, we have 5. I repeat, Baba said, from now, we have 5. That means Baba included himself as one of the brothers. So that's one point about Satta brothers. The other thing that you talked about, this man whom Baba said, I've lost and you have won. His name was Naval. He was Naval Satta. He was also called Jolly Mama. He was called Jolly Mama. Why he was called Jolly Mama? In spite of all that befell him, everything that befell him, he was still very jolly. And he would make Baba laugh, he would make everyone laugh, he would crack jokes, etc. Therefore, Baba called him Jolly Mama. And to fine-tune your story about Jolly Mama, Jolly Mama comes to meet Baba at Merazar, or maybe Mehrabad. I think it was Merazar. And when he enters, Baba says, today you have won and I have lost. And this man, as you said, very rightly said, this guy was flummoxed and he said, Baba, forgive me if I've done. Baba, don't say like this. Baba, you are hurting me. What is it that I've done that you say like this? So Baba said that first I gave you not 1, but 2 children who had muscular dystrophy. Muscular dystrophy means these thigh muscles, they're called wasted muscles. You cannot rise, you cannot stand. There are no muscles. They're like water. So all you have to do all your life is to scramble on the floor. You can't stand also. You cannot even stand with help also. So you have to scramble on the floor all your life. But in spite of this, he did not write to Baba that, Baba, what are you doing? My one son, my one daughter, they are on the floor all their life, they'll have to spend. Then his wife conceives for the 3rd time, and that is when Roshan Kerawala was born. Roshan Kerawala was Jolly Mama's daughter. And she grew up to be an ordinary girl, nothing wrong with her. But the sad part is that in the childbirth, in Roshan's childbirth, her mother died. Jolly Mama wives expired. So you have these 2 children, you have these 2 infants who are crawling on the floor, and the wife is gone. The wife is gone. So what do you do? So this is the blow, one after the other, 3 blows. Then thereafter some time or some years, Jolly Mama had retired, and he had kept all his savings in an insurance company from which he was getting a pension of 300 rupees a month. We are talking about, I don't know which era, but ages back, maybe in 50s or late 40s, we don't know. So he was getting a pension of 300 rupees. Now, yeah, this is partition time. And 1 month, that is 1947. We are talking about 1947. 1 month he didn't get his pension. He would get his pension. He didn't get his pension of this 300 rupees. So he goes to his office, insurance company office, from where he was getting this pension. And he sees the doors closed. So he asked the neighboring shops that what happened, why is the shop closed, or why is the office closed? And he said that his office is now shut forever. This was a Pakistani, in those days there was no Pakistan, but this insurance company was based at Lahore. And because of partition, these guys naturally shut the shop, shut the office, and they went away to Lahore. So this guy made almost a fun of him and said, if you want your pension, go to Pakistan and get it. So this is it. He loses his wife, he loses his pension. He's got 2 children who are crawling on the floor. Now, let me take to my mother. My mother and the other women of Parsis, for every sneeze, they would write to Mirror, they would write to Money, please Baba, please tell Baba, this happened, that happened. Everyone would cry on Baba's shoulders. But there is this man who does not even write a postcard to Baba, saying that, Baba, what are you doing with me? What are you doing with my children? What have I done to you? So that is when he enters Mirazad Mandli Hall, Baba says that you have lost. You have won and I've lost. Because so much befell on you, but you never complained to me. So Jolly Mama said, Nawal said, Baba, what is there to complain? This is in my karma. This is in my karma and I have to pay for it. I have to pay for it. What can you do? There's nothing that I have to write to you. So this is when Baba said that you have won and I've lost. So Baba asked him, what is it that you were getting by way of pension? And he said, Baba, I was getting 300 rupees. So Sarosh Irani, some of you may know, some of you may not know, Sarosh Irani was a rich man. Sarosh and Vilu, he was a rich, he had his businesses, he had his 10 fingers and 10 pies. To give you an example, Sarosh was the owner of Sarosh Theatre in Ahmednagar. He was the owner of Sarosh Petrol Pump. He was the owner of Sarosh Motors. They were selling, I think Chrysler. He had the dealership in the whole Ahmednagar district. he had the sole ownership of Chrysler cars. Then he had Sarosh Motor Works, where they were repairing motor cars. So he was a businessman. He had it all going. So Baba tells Sarosh to hire him, to hire Nawal and give him the equal salary that he was getting, namely 300 rupees. And Baba tells Sarosh that you will pay him his salary on the 1st of every month. Everybody gets salaries on the 30th of every month or 31st. Baba said you'll have to pay him salary on the 1st because he has to look after his children and himself. So Sarosh had to agree to this, and Sarosh paid him salary for number of years on the 1st. So these are the stories of Satta family. Now, if someone wants to come in, let them come in. Anyone coming in?
Sam?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Sam.
Anybody wants to speak about anything before?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Jimmy, what happened to
Yes.
Sarosh?
Please identify yourself because you're not.
Yasmin here. What happened to Sarosh?
What happened to Sarosh?
Yeah, I hear he kind of had a bad end or something.
Jimmy?
No, frankly, I have no clue. Frankly, I have no clue. But no, I have no clue. He died, according to me, he died of old age. According to me, I mean, because I had seen him in his late 60s. I'd seen Sarosh in his late 60s, and I've never heard of Sarosh dying, maybe a horrible death or anything like that. I've not heard of anything. But can I go further? There's a story about Sarosh's wife, Vilu. Sarosh himself was a Baba lover, and even I didn't know till this day that Sarosh was one of those young boys in 1930 or maybe 1929, when he was one of those young boys who lived with Baba at Bombay at Dadar. The first time Baba came to Bombay, he stayed at
Manzile Meem.
Manzile Meem. So Sarosh was 18 years old. Just imagine, he was a teenager. Sarosh was with Baba since that time. Okay, we are not talking about Sarosh. So Sarosh gets married to Vilu, etc., etc. And Vilu was not a Baba lover initially. She became a Baba lover, of course, later on. Now, what happened was that Vilu's sister, who was Dara's mother, Dara Amrit, Dara's mother was Vilu's sister. Vilu was Dara's Masi. And in Dara's childbirth, Vilu's sister expires. So the word goes to Baba that Baba was in Nagar. So the word goes, and they were also in Nagar. They were in Nagar where Vilu and Sarosh stayed. So word goes to Baba that Baba, I forget her name. Baba, she is no more, she is died. So Baba comes to Vilu's house where her sister died, and Baba closes her eyes because she was gone. So Vilu gets very hysterical because naturally she loved her sister. Now there's the infant who will look after this infant Dara. So Vilu yells at Baba. She had no respect. I mean, she had maybe little respect for him, but she yells at Baba that you call yourself God, and this is what you do. This is what you do. You can't give life to a person. You kill my sister. You kill my sister. Well, Baba could do nothing about it. She was gone, and Baba is driven away. and it was Vilu who brought up Dara, because Dara's father Jamshed Jr., I beg your pardon, Ali Jr., he then marries Freni, then he goes to London. So in the meantime, till Dara was 13, it was Vilu who became a kind of a mother. Vilu and Saros became parents. So formative years of Dara were spent in Ahmednagar. Then the father took him to London, etc. But this is the story behind Saros and Vilu. I've not heard of Saros having a bad death, whatever Yasmin tells us. So that's the background. Anyone else coming in?
Anaita, 1 minute. I just
Jimmy Uncle, Jai Baba, Sam. I just wanted to ask you, Jimmy Uncle, if there is time, if you could elaborate on how you came after Baba dropped his body, how you came to Mehrabad. Thank you.
I told this at great length 2 days back. I spent 40 minutes. I was on Zoom. I don't think you were there. I was on Zoom, which is a circle of friends. They are based in Myrtle Beach. Anyway, since you're asking,
Okay.
but
I have the recording. I will check it out later. No problem, Jimmy Uncle. Thank you.
Briefly, I'll tell you. I'll tell everyone. I was doing my CA then. I'm writing my paper, and at 7 in the evening, the doorbell rings. Mom walks in. Normally, she would come at 8:30. My mom was at a shop called Coronet at Girgam. So she would come at 8:30. But here she comes at 7, and I'm writing. She comes to the drawing room. Apre Parsio hall kahiye. She comes to the hall, and she tells me and my sisters, and I'm not looking at mom. I just had a glimpse at mom, and I'm writing. Mom says, "Bachao, Baba gujri gaya." And I freeze there. My pen stops there. I just froze there. And mom, her nose must be racked. So she shouts, "Jimmy, you didn't hear me? So I look up and I say, "Ha, Mama, main samajh you." So what are you doing? Why are you sitting? Why didn't you get up? Get up and pack our bags. We are leaving tonight. So Mama and I packed our bags, etc., etc. We go to VT station. From VT station, and we were told, Mom was told that at 8 in the morning, the body will be closed. So we are in the train, and we are far, far away from Ahmednagar. We are still in the train at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. So Dolly Dastu said, let's do Baba's RT, because now they are closing Baba's body. So we all get up and we do Buzavinar RT in the train. I'm all fast forwarding. I'm making it very brief. So the train stops at the railway tracks. First the young boys, like, imagine there are no platforms, and there's a big drop of 6 to 7 feet. So young boys like me get down, and the bags and the beddings and the bedrolls, they are all brought down. Then the men get down. Then the younger women get down. Then the elder women get down. You got to imagine ladies in their 70s, and you got to be very careful with these heavy set ladies who are very old. You got to help them to come down, no accidents. So everyone gets down, the train goes. Then we put all these back beddings at Lower Mehrabad. Then for the first time in my life, I see Mehrabad. We had never seen Mehrabad before. So we go up the hill. Erech is at Sabha Mandap. So Erech says, don't meet anyone. First go and pay your respects to Baba. So that is when everyone came to know that Baba's body is still not covered. It was presumed that Baba's body is already covered. Fortunately, Baba's body was not covered. So first the seniors go inside, and now where you see the granite slab, that brown granite slab as you enter Samadhi, that is where there were 4 steps going down. Those heavy stone steps going down. So we go down, we touch Baba's feet. I see Baba still covered in white chadar. Baba's head was put on a pillow. Baba's head was covered in pink scarf. And I see a listless body of Baba as compared to what I had seen, of Meher Baba so many times. Suddenly I see Baba as I'm sorry to use the word, as a dead man, still and lifeless man. I see him. And it was a heart-wrenching experience. You got to imagine that suddenly you see Baba like this, still, absolutely still, and eyes shut. I'd never seen Baba's eyes shut, and his arms folded. He's like any other dead man. So you can imagine my state, you can imagine everybody else's state. So this is what we saw of Meher Baba. So in brief, this is it. In brief, this is how and then I saw Baba naturally for 7 days, minimum twice a day. I went down, maybe twice a day. Then we would sit on the perch, on the sides, what I call perch or platform. I would fan Baba's body, sitting on the perch. I would fan Baba's body because there would be flies. Then Jal Dastur would go down before me. I'm carrying a tokri of salt, the rock salt or black salt. And Jal would walk on the ice slabs. There were ice slabs all around Baba's body. So I'm on the last step. Holding this tokri of salt. And Erech would take a handful of ice from the tokri, and it would spread on ice blocks. Second time, third time, fourth time, 10 times, till the tokri was over. So I would help Jal and help him put the salt on the ice. So this is what I did for 7 days. Yeah, basically, in brief, this is it.
Thank you, Jimmy. Anybody else wants to come in and say anything? Hello? Everybody just wants to keep waving their hands. Okay. I would like to narrate a vision that I had of Meher Baba during one of the Amar Tithis. If I may, we have already reached our time of 6 o'clock, but if I may extend it to another 5 or 10 minutes grace, I could try and narrate it because it is very connected to this and concerns this Baba's body being covered up and samadhi and this, that, and the other. This happened many years ago, many years ago. During Amar Tithi, I used to go there and volunteer, and the women mandali would also come and visit the samadhi, and I tried to kind of crowd control and this, that, and the other, all kinds of things. And every year I would do all this. And then one fine day, I just felt, okay, let me not run around and do all these things and go and sit somewhere and focus and concentrate on Baba. So I'm going around trying to find a place. Now, for those of us who have been to Amartithi, you know that there is not an inch of space left for a person to go and park themselves. So naturally, I walk up to some people whom I know, which means the Bombay crowd. And of course, they shift around and let me sit down and all that. But then the usual conversation crops up. How many eggs omelette did you get this morning? And how many cups of tea? All that.
I think Sam is gone offline. Jimmy uncle, you want to share something in the
Yeah, I
meanwhile?
got, no, I think he's come back. He's come back.
Yeah, he's come back. Wait.
Unmute him. Rakesh,
I'm doing
unmute
that
him.
only. I'm doing that only.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah.
Too many people controlling my life these days. Anyway, so you know this green gate. This is where we go to the tin shed and Mansari's quarters and the Samadhi. There is a green gate. So I land up somewhere there, the wooden gate, and there is a whole bunch of ladies, all from Andhra, sitting there on the floor. So I managed to squeeze myself in, and the sun is blazing away. I couldn't be bothered. I was most happy because these people, they kept talking in their own Telugu, which I didn't understand, and nobody knew me. So I was left alone by myself. This is where I plonked myself, and I very happily sat down and focused on Baba. And I don't know if I should be saying all this in such great detail, but a lot of thoughts cross my mind. Thoughts like, why did Baba had to suffer so much for idiots like me? And I was weeping, and all this kind of things were happening. And right there on that amphitheater, they said 12 noon. There was this complete silence. So it is during the silence that this vision of mine starts. What happens is, a few minutes after the silence was on, I see Baba and Eraj near that green gate. And Baba nudges Eraj and says, let's go in. Don't ask me how they managed to fly over, jump over, or what, but through this crowd, they just find their way, and they are at the Sabha Mandap. Sabha Mandap is that place just across from the Samadhi. You know, we see that big structure where nowadays that security guy sits and there's a cupboard and stuff like that. So that is called Sabha Mandap. Irach and Baba, right near the edge of the Sabha Mandap, these two are standing there. Now, I, like a fool, get up and run. And I'm telling Eraj, what are you all doing? If the crowd sees you all, they will all pounce on her and Baba will be crushed. So Eraj says, don't be stupid, just stay quiet and watch whatever is going on. So I'm quietly standing behind and looking around as to what is happening. And I see Baba in all his glory, blessing away the crowds that are seated there. Left, right, and center, all directions. He's just blessing and blessing and blessing and blessing. This thing was going on so much. And everybody is taking in that silence and the Baba's blessings and everything. And as it was coming close to that 12:15 when the people, break the silence and then the dhoon and everything starts, just then Baba nudges Eraj and he says, let's go. So what they do is they get off from that Sabha Mandap and go towards the Samadhi. And I am running behind them. They reach the threshold and Baba very happily walks into the Samadhi, followed by Eraj. And I'm still kind of hesitating and watching from outside as to what should I do. And I distinctly remember Baba going around from left to the middle of that Samadhi thing. And that stone, that marble on which I've come not to teach but to awaken is written there and all that. Baba just lifts up that stone like a lid, as though it is a lid to some cover. He just lifts it up, goes in, and he's lying down. And he tells Eraj to cover it up again. Now, Eraj is trying to pull that stone back into place, but it's a stone, a marble stone. So Eraj shouts at me and says, Sam, come and give me a hand. So I rush in, and we both of us with great effort managed to shut the lid. Just before the thing is shut, I see Baba telling me, tell them all what you saw. Tell them all what you saw. He kept doing this thrice. And then the thing got this thing. And of course, the silence broke and Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai, and then the prayers and Aarti and everything started. So this was my experience, my vision, which I will never ever forget in my life. It is so deeply ingrained in my memory, it's almost like a movie. You see? Because this is what Meher Baba is all about. This is what Meher Baba is all about. We take it all very lightly. But if I'm just lost for words anymore. Just remember one thing, friends, that Amar Tithi and Baba's blessings are special. Eraj used to say that on this day of Amar Tithi, Baba opens his taps, the tap of his love to the full. and it is just flowing, just overflowing rather. It's up to us individuals to get as much as we can, because like I've seen, he just stands up and he keeps blessing away everyone in all corners, nooks and corners around. And this is what Meher Baba is all about, my dear friends. This is what he is. We keep saying Meher Baba this, Meher Baba that, he's God, he's the da 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 da. We don't really know. We don't really know who he really is. And I don't think we ever will. And it is just his love for us. I repeat, it is just his love for us that is keeping us connected to him. Because if it were not for that, that connection could snap any minute. Any minute. So, my dear friends,
No, Sam, hold it.
Haji,
Please, let's extend it for a little more. I got 15 stories, but I want to tell one story before we end.
okay, go ahead.
Let me tell one story at least. I got 15 up my sleeves.
Oh my God. You get long sleeves, Jimmy?
Double sleeves.
Uh,
Okay, guys. I'm at the center, and something you must know that if anyone approaches Sam Patell at the center, they say, Sam, I've got this problem. Sam, I got this problem. Sam Patell says, oh, Lambu ko milo. Go to this Lambu, he'll solve your problem. So everybody comes to me, and this lady comes to me on a Sunday evening. This happened more than 10 years ago. And says, Jimmy, I want a favor. I said, what is it? Jimmy, can you please get me a job? Now, Jimmy is not running an employment agency, but out of sheer courtesy, I always say, what are you doing? What are your qualifications, etc. So this lady, I'm asking this lady, what can you do? What are you doing? So she says, Jimmy, I'm a diamond sorter. I repeat, she says, Jimmy, I'm a diamond sorter. Now, I hope you understand diamond sorter. Now, please understand, I'm a Baba. I'm a Parsi. I'm not a Jain. I don't live at Surat. I don't have office at Opera House. I don't have connections with Jains. I don't have Jains friends. Now I have one, but I didn't know any Jains. I don't come from Amsterdam, Rotterdam. And this lady tells me I'm a diamond sorter. Now I'm looking at Baba's frame and I'm saying, Baba, please help. Baba, what can I do? How can I find a job for a diamond sorter? So as she's leaving the center, she says, Jimmy, jara dekhna, please jara dekhna. And she walks out. I'm stuck at the center. She says, Jimmy, please do something. I go home and I pray to Baba that, Baba, where do I find this job? I don't know any Jain. So I'm agitated for quite a while. Suddenly, like a thunderbolt, I realized that I have a friend, a Parsi friend, elderly. His name was Baji Mallu. Now this Baji Mallu had an office at Opera House. He was an ad man. He had an advertising agency. And the whole of fifth floor on Opera House was his office. You can imagine the whole of fifth floor. He was doing that good. Then the multinationals came in and his business fell. The staff got reduced. So he sold off more than half of his office to a guy who was dealing in diamonds. You know, Opera House is full of diamonds offices. So he sold his more than half of his office to this diamond people. Suddenly I think of him. I give him a call. I give him a call and tell him, Baji, please, Baji, I need your help. And Baji loved me. So he said, Jimmy, anything for you. Tell me, what is it? And I said, Baji, there is this woman. She's a diamond sorter and she is asking for my help for a job. So Baji's answer was, send her over. As simple as that, send her over with her application. So I ring up this lady and I tell her, go over to Opera House, this is the name, this is the address. And the next thing that happens is, after a day or two, she calls me and says, Jai Baba Jimmy, I got the job. This is it. And I've always believed that if you pray to Baba from here, it has to come from here and it should not be for you. It should never be for you. It should always be for others. She got the job. That's it. Yes, sir, my story is over.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. I've just been asked to clarify one thing. Somebody wrote on this chat saying that Baba has said everyone should go to Amar Tithi at Mehrabad. Baba had never said anything like this, so we just want to clarify. And of course, for his birthday, to remain wherever, whichever town or city that you belong to and celebrate it over there and not keep running off to Mehrabad. So these are the two things that needed to be clarified. And besides that, we have exceeded way beyond our time limit, for which I ask for forgiveness from Baba actually, and then from all of you. But before I end, I would still like to ask anybody who he or she would like to add anything to this particular atmosphere that has been created.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jimmy.
I'll take 1 minute.
Yeah, please.
Because, it so happened that I started going for Amar Tithi right from the very first Amar Tithi, which happened in 1970. Since then, but I've only missed out on 3 or 4. Because every time I would go for Amar Tithi, I would sleep in those tents, if you remember. I would always feel sick and miserable. So it is at that time Mom said, these were my mom's words, that Jimmy, it is during this 15 minutes of silence that Baba's love and Baba's, whatever you call it, his showering is at the maximum, is at the peak than at any other time throughout the year. These 15 minutes are extremely precious. And since then, I've attended all Amar Tithis till date. And I have my own personal story vis-a-vis what Mom told me, but we keep it for next Thursday. A very lovely story.
Okay, anybody else? Ram Nori, you have been quiet this entire evening. I haven't even heard a small peep squeak from you. How come? Unmute, boss.
I'm always quiet, Sam. I'm the quietest person, and I'm such an introvert. It's difficult for me to speak in public forums. You know that.
You're the biggest liar, and that I know for sure. Jai Baba.
I can't be lying and sitting at the same time. I'm sitting down now.
All right. Chalo.
Already, Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Meher Baba, sir. Okay, let us end with the sentence where we began. When a person asked Lord Buddha, I want happiness, and the Lord said, knock off the I, knock off the want, and the happiness is there for you to take. So, my dear friends, stay happy and healthy in Baba's love. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar
Avatar
Meher
Meher Baba ki jai.
jai. Jai Baba, everybody. Jai Baba. Okay, bye everyone.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba, everyone. Jai Baba. Bye bye. See you next Thursday.
Thank you, Jamshedji.
Yeah, see you next Thursday. Yeah, Pia.
अरे साला बाहेरावनेच करत जरा मने भी तो वेव कर. I tell you this Jimmy Khan.
Abobi. Jai Baba.
Are we meeting tomorrow?
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba everybody. Jai Baba.
Jai Meher Baba.
Yeah, Anaita, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba ji. Jai Baba, everyone.
Jai Meher Baba, Sam, and Jai Baba Jimmy.
Jai Meher Baba sir.
Mel, Jai Baba. Anaita,
Jai
Dastur,
Baba.
Anaita, Dastur, Jai Baba. You also.
Jai
Jimmy
Baba,
uncle,
everybody.
Jai Baba,
Jimmy uncle
Jimmy.
and Sam uncle today. I must tell you something. It's Kurush's 59th Parsi birthday.
Okay.
Hello.
Jai Baba.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'll definitely tell him.
हाँ जी बोलो होशन.
I saw Bhushan by over.
Go ahead होशन.
He wanted to come in for a long time.
अरे राकेश.
Arre.
Just make just arrange for Hoshan to come in.
You've been
Rakesh. Go ahead Hoshan.
message.
Hello Hoshan, go ahead. We can hear you.
No, the next time now, Sam, there's no hardly any time left, and I don't want to waste your time also.
No, no wasting time.
Sam, let's do it next time. I think a few of them are gone. Half of them.
There is something important to be said.
Yeah. If there's something important, we can continue. I'm waiting.
Hoshan.
I would like to share some story, but now it's time up.
We tried to come in, but just couldn't. Host has muted you. Avya kare akho wakhat.
So raise hand karo. Raise.
We have to teach them how to do that. Just teach them.
Rakesh, this is very sad, yeah. Very sad.
You know, Sam, if I leave the mic open, everybody unmutes the
Hey,
mic.
I understand
Everybody
that, man. I'm
I'll
just
do that.
very
I will
sad
do that.
for them.
I'll do that.
We couldn't.
I don't have a problem.
Because
Sorry before that, and Hoshan wanted to speak, but we just couldn't get through. Thank you.
these are stalwarts from our center, yeah. Our center stalwarts.
Habobi aunty, below, if you can see 3 dots, there is more written over there, more. 3 dots. If you press on that,
keep on doing
you can
mute
raise
and
your hand.
More, darling, more pa jawano.
Habobi aunty, then you have to raise your hand over there. Then Rakesh can see you and then he will unmute you.
Acha. Because whenever I try to unmute, he's right.
Unmute nahi kari sakso. Habobi aunty, you will not be able to do it.
I know, I'm a little naive.
Try it now. Try it now.
No problem, it's easy. Try it now. Try it now.
Rakesh ne message nahi mokali. And I
Habobi aunty, hamna try karo ni. Pehla more par jaina. More se niche. 3 dots.
I'm trying.
Well, sorry about this. Habobi Hoshan. We're sorry about this.
More per press kidhu tame pachi raise hand out. So that's the third option. Raise hand. Can you press that? Can you press that?
Yeah, I did press that.
Yeah, there's come. The
Okay,
finger.
so now he can see it and then he will give you an option.
Unmute you,
Host will allow you to unmute. And then you will be able to unmute yourself and talk.
Okay,
sorry, because otherwise if he does that to everybody, pachi wo confusion thase nahi to. You know, if everybody is allowed to unmute themselves by themselves, so it will be very bad. This is a very organized way.
My hand Sunil Tina photo par aayo moro hand.
Very good. So that means Rakesh is the host. He will be able to see you that you have raised your hand and he will allow you to unmute.
Okay, okay.
Thank
I'll
you,
try
Bhavoli
next
aunty.
time.
Jai Baba.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Anyway, darling.
Hosang, sorry, Hosang.
Next Thursday,
Okay, okay,
Hoshang
don't
uncle,
worry.
please
Next
save it
time.
for
Anyway,
next Thursday.
now-
We all want to hear.
Okay, Sam and Jimmy, are you there? I want to kebuch khali nallu jo
Yes.
Hoshang.
Haji, Haji, please go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're getting late?
no, I'm there.
Bolli, go
Okay,
ahead.
listen to this. Jimmy, darling, you mentioned, huh? Okay, first